Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Majera Khan, and DLC 4 Revelations is literally 4 days away from now. And so respectively, I decided to make this video to try and remind you guys that you need to make sure you have got all your Easter eggs done. You need to make sure you have all the gate worms and the Shadows of Evil summoning key little icon thing done. Just so that when DLC 4 Revelations come out, you can actually go into the map and then try and do the Easter egg or search for it or whatever else you need to do. Now, a lot of people obviously speculate that these gate worms and the summoning key from Shadows of Evil, you need these to be able to do the Easter egg in Revelation, so it's just best to actually make sure you've got it all done to make sure you can do any Easter eggs that you might not be able to otherwise. So in this video, I'm just going to be giving you a few tips onto how you can find people to do these Easter eggs with, or if you want to do them solo, I'll also give you a few tips and things on how you can do these Easter eggs as well. These are things that personally have helped me do all the Easter eggs, and I hope it helps you as well to complete them. Okay, so I guess I'm going to start off with where you can find players. A lot of the time in a YouTube channel's comment section, you'll find a load of people always saying, add me on PS4, add me on Xbox One, or add me on PC, and they'll put their name there and I'll say, I want to do the Easter egg, we need one more player or whatever. So you can look in the comment section of a big YouTube channel like NoahJ456 or Mr. Dalek JD's for instance. You can also look on Reddit, and then if you put a post there, hopefully people will be able to find you as well. But what I think works best is on the PS4 you have these communities, and there's a lot of zombies communities on the PS4, so go ahead and just join any of those with a lot of followers, and you can literally just put on there, need 3 people, 2 people, 1 person to do the Easter egg on Shadows of Evil or whatever other map. And then people will message you and they'll be like, yo, I'll be down to doing this. So that's the best way to find other players. I would say go on the PlayStation 4, look for a community within zombies, and then just ask people until you find enough players. There are loads of people out there who will be willing to help you out. Now that we've covered about how you can find players, we'll talk about each individual map. So Shadows of Evil, you definitely need 4 players. So if you weren't aware of that, you need 4 people to do this Easter egg. If you struggle by any means trying to get the sword when you have to go into the train and remember those symbols, get your phone ready and then take a picture of the symbol when you go past it. Obviously with 4 players you can't pause the game or anything like you could solo, but obviously you can't do this Easter egg solo anyway. But that's my best advice with this step, is to take a picture of the symbols, and then you can simply go into beast mode, look on your phone, look at the pictures, snap the symbols, and then you got the door open, and then you can go get your egg. The next step I want to briefly cover is, when upgrading your sword, throughout the whole process you have to put eggs down in certain locations in each district, which ultimately spawns a few Magras. Now, if you find these Magras hard to take out, you could either use a Haymaker or a Brecci. They take them out really quick, especially their Pack Punch. Or, if you just want to kill them out really quick, you take them over to a Civil Protector box area, wait until they're close enough where the Civil Protector drops down, and if he drops down on the head, then the Magras will die. Also remember that this step, you probably want to do it at the end of a round rather than during a round, because obviously having Magras as well as a load of zombies isn't going to be easy. So the next step I want to talk about in Shadows of Evil that a lot of people struggle with is the flag step. Now recently, I don't know how recent, but they have updated it so all the wraps and everything will go towards the flag rather than your player. This just makes it a lot harder and it actually breaks the flag really quick. So in this step, you need to shoot the Shadow Man. The Shadow Man will destroy the flag if you don't shoot him. So what I'd advise you to do, have the Gobblegum Fear and Headlights. This will stop all the wraps and everything from coming towards you, or stop all the parasites from trying to fly towards you. With all 4 players looking in different directions, the wraps won't be a problem. The only problem will be the Shadow Man. As well as having 4 players, if all 4 players have Fear and Headlights on, then you can literally do this one after the other, and it should be fine. So you activate your Fear and Headlights, you go to the flag place that you need to place the flag down, and then you do the thing, make sure you shoot the Shadow Men. Once you hear the noise that tells you that you can pick up the flag, you pick the flag up, get your max ammo, and you move on to your next step. Remember, for this step you need to do 2 flag locations, then take it to any one of the areas where the players are, so either the spawn area with Nero, the burlesque, the boxing gym, or the Ruby Rabbit. You go to one of those locations after 2 flags have been done, place it down next to the ghost, and then you can do the flag step again from the next round. You do 2 more locations and you do that until you've done all 8 locations. If you don't know where the locations of them are, you should be able to find them. There's basically 2 in each district. So that's the flag step. The main thing I would advise for you though is to make sure you shoot the Shadow Man and to make sure you have the Fear and Headlights. That's really going to help you out so much. For the boss battle on Shadows of Evil, I'd literally just throw your little Arnies, Fear and Headlights if you need it. Make sure to avoid the Magras, make sure to use the max ammo because you always get a max ammo whenever you do all the gate worms, and then make sure you release the Shadow Man, and then just make sure everyone sprays into him and he should be fine to go. So up next we now have the Eisendrache. Now this Easter egg is fairly simple in my opinion. There's not too much you really need to know about it. As long as you know each step, then it should be fine. Upgrading the bows, you just really need to know what you have to do. There's a few shortcuts and things you can do with certain bows, but really they are all pretty simple as well. So first of all, when looking for your wisps, make sure that you shoot the wisps with the upgraded bow. It will not work if you do it with the original unupgraded Wrath of the Ancients, so make sure you have the upgraded bow. Make sure you also know all 6 locations for the wisps as well. There's 2 in the church, there's 1 next to it, next to the clock tower, there's 1 at the globe near like Samantha's room, 1 above double tap, there's 1 below next to double tap on a car tire, and there's 1 also next to quick revive at spawn. But this step isn't actually too difficult, so you shouldn't struggle with that too much. The main thing in this Easter egg that a lot of people struggle with is going to be either Samantha Says or the Keeper step. So first of all, the Samantha Says step. For this, you're going to need to remember a certain set of keys, and then you're going to have to press them, I think it's 7 times. And you also have 2 locations to do this in. So one of them is at the rocket area, and the other one is up where you finish off the Easter egg next to the clock tower. I would totally advise you to do the first one all the time at the rocket area, because if you do the first one and then the rocket area goes off and you have to escape the area, you have to then do both the computers because you failed one. So go to the rocket area and then hold square in the middle of the computers, and then you'll see all the symbols light up. You have 4 symbols. You have what I call the rocket, lightning, circle, or square, or some people call it a door or whatever. Some people call it triangle or whatever, but I call them rocket, lightning, circle, and square. The easiest way for me to remember to do this is read out the first 3 symbols out loud. So, for instance, if you had rocket, lightning, circle, and then square, go rocket, lightning, circle, rocket, lightning, circle, rocket, lightning, circle. Do that repeatedly, read it out to yourself, and then when you see the symbol, you literally just keep on going in that symbol, and if it's square, then you know it's not rocket, lightning, circle. It must be the 4th one because it's the one you're not reading out.
Square. Circle, lightning, square, circle, lightning, square, circle, lightning, square, circle, lightning, circle, lightning, square, circle, lightning, square. Done, okay.
But if you find it easier to read out all 4 in a row, so if you go rocket, lightning, circle, square, rocket, lightning, circle, square, then obviously you can do that, but I find it easier just reading out the first 3, and then the last one, just leave it, and then go from there. So once you've done that one computer down at the rocket test, you obviously just go up and do it to the next computer as well. It's quite simple to do. If you're on solo, this step is fairly simple, but if you're on co-op, then you have dogs that will spawn, so just make sure of that. Make sure you have a player behind you, possibly with the electric bow, just shooting their bow down. Make sure they cover you, because the dogs can down you pretty quick if you're not being careful. So the next step is the keeper step. Now, this isn't too difficult. You basically have to make sure by this point you got all your bows upgraded, and then when you go in the circle, it will basically tell you with the colour of the outer screen which bow you have to shoot to get all the souls. Now, the only thing hard about this step is if you have like the void bow, for instance, or the wolf bow, it's not exactly easy to get all the kills, but you just have to sort of try and do your best. If you need to run away from the circle, then obviously go ahead and do so. And there's also panzers that spawn during this step as well, so if you're on like your 2nd, 3rd, or 4th circle that you fill up the souls with, then a panzer could possibly spawn. So just be prepared for that. Be prepared to kill a panzer, make sure you put your Ragnaroks down and shoot it, or whatever else you need to do. Make sure all of that is done. But once you kill the panzer, once everything like that is done, then you basically are ready to go into this boss battle. Now, the only thing I can advise for this boss battle, what I do personally is I take Danger Closest Gobblegum down there, and then I upgrade the starting pistol. This is great because the Danger Closest Gobblegum makes sure that the panzers can't hurt you with the blue things, that the shock things that they throw at you. It also means with the upgraded starting pistols that they can't damage me if I have to shoot close quarters. And also what this means is that I don't need to hit the box, I don't need to waste money on trying to hit the box for a certain thing that I need to get, unless I want to get monkeys. Monkey bombs can be essential to this, but you don't really need them. So rather than hitting the box, getting all these weapons and everything like that, you just keep your starting pistols, upgrade them once. You don't need to get blast furnace, whatever for them, because you can't get them for that. 5,000 points to upgrade. You can use all your points on your perks, and that's it. You've got a lot of points to spend on whatever else you need to spend them on. Make sure when you go in the boss battle, obviously your shield has been broken by a zombie, so then you can get a new shield. Make sure your Ragnaroks are charged up so you can place them down to then go into the boss battle. And that's basically everything I can advise for going into it. Make sure you got your gobblegums that you need. Like I said, Danger Closest for me all the way. Some people like taking in aftertaste as well because they know if they're going to go down, they can keep their perks. So if you're in the boss battle, this is where a lot of people can die. Make sure to take your time. Make sure to keep on training in the same direction as all your other teammates. Make sure that you keep an eye in the middle for when the keeper shots down its electric stuff to make sure that whoever is up next to put the Ragnaroks down know they're the person. Make sure you say to your teammates, I'm going to put my Ragnaroks down next. Player 2, you put your Ragnaroks down, or anything like that. Just make sure the person who's up next to put the Ragnaroks in the middle know when to do it, and make sure you tell them to do it whenever you see the electric. You need communication to do these Easter eggs in every single map. So once you place them down, you can obviously shoot the keeper. This is why I got the upgraded starting pistols, because the explosion on them really wrecks the keeper. Now another gun that actually works really well is the XM53. That upgraded will really damage the keeper a lot, and you'll make sure you get it every time. On the set with the Panzers, you basically want to keep your distance. You want to make sure that you shoot them with the bow or with your gun or whatever works best depending on what you got. If you got a shotgun, that's going to work really well. The Brecci, I would recommend, will work amazing with the Panzers. You want to make sure you shoot them in the core. Like I say, keep your distance so they don't hurt you with the flamethrower, and trying to avoid all the volcanoes and everything that are caused up by the keeper as well. But the Panzers aren't too difficult because they basically give you the max ammo, so you can throw your monkeys and everything, you can put all your ammo into it and they'll give you max ammo. If you by any means go down, you lose your perks or anything, at that point you want to make sure that you just run and you let your teammates with perks kill the Panzers. It's crucial that you do this because obviously you're going to go down really quick. If the Panzers come up to you and they start using their flamethrower on you, you're basically done. Rather than trying to help out with that, unless you've got your distance, then you want to just make sure you want to keep on running around while your friend does all the work. Other than this, you got the skulls, which are unavoidable. I don't know how you would avoid them. They basically just attack you no matter what, so that's inevitable that you are going to get hit a few times. Like I say, there are the volcanoes that you have to watch out for from the keeper that are bright red, so you know they're red rather than orange. Like the fire bow is orange, so you know the difference between the two. There'll be dogs that spawn in, but they're pretty simple to kill, and obviously the Panzers as well. And then once you're done, you basically want to make sure you get the summoning key, you plant it into the computer up next to a clock tower, not the computer down at the rocket pad, and then the Easter egg's done. Zetsubou No Shima, this Easter egg is probably the most tedious out of the lot, I'm not going to lie. Zetsubou comes with many glitches. This map is still very glitchy in certain ways, and even when I do this Easter egg now, I do experience glitches, so just be aware of that. All I can advise for this map, it can be done solo, 2-player, 3-player, 4-player, so remember that. If you start the game, go straight to your challenge board. If you've got a bad challenge that you know nobody can complete, then just restart the game until you've got good challenges that you can complete early rounds. Once you're in a game with good challenges, then make sure you just get all your challenges done, and then make sure you can get the electric shield and everything, so then you can just get all your cogs. Now, there's not really a lot of tips I can give about this Easter egg until the boss battle. I mean, everything is pretty standard. You want to make sure you get your Masamune. For the spider boss fight, I would recommend taking in the Death Machine Gobblegum, because that will take out the spider boss fight immediately. Whether you're with 2, 3, or 4 players, make sure you get as many people as possible to take down the Death Machine Gobblegum. Make sure all the players have a Death Machine when you're down there to make sure you just spray into him. But the spider boss actually dies really quick with the Death Machine, to make sure you take that, it'll just make it a lot easier. The zip line as well is a pretty great area when it comes to people wanting to do this Easter egg. Basically, if you're in a co-op game, all you have to do is get somebody with the electric shield, so you have to complete all the challenges and you can get the electric shield. The person with the electric shield has to go to the bottom of the zip line. The person at the top of the zip line, which by the way I would recommend the person with the least perks and who doesn't mind dying just in case to do this, because you can die. That person goes up to the top of the zip line, and then you want to call in the zip line. You want to take it. And the person at the bottom want to make sure they're ready to hit the zip line with the electric shield. You need a bit of communication. You need to tell the person at the bottom when you're over the docks. Just go now, or something like that. Make sure that they know you're over the docks. When you're over the docks, they'll hit it, and hopefully you can jump down and you're on the docks.
When you're ready.
Yeah. Okay, I hope this is going to be okay. Okay, I'm going soon, okay? Any minute now. Okay, now. Oh,
Yes,
okay,
he's over it.
good.
Right, Cookie, turn around.
You can die, like I say, so it sucks that this step can kill you, but there's nothing around it. Like I say, try and send down a person with the least perks, with the weapons they don't mind losing, to then hopefully get them back. But hopefully you do this first time, you get on the docks, you can get that cog. It's pretty simple. Make sure as well you have anywhere but here Gobblegum, because without that you can't do this Easter egg, so that also quite sucks as well, because why would you need a Gobblegum to do an Easter egg? Your other cog with the plane. Now when you shoot the plane down, some people get confused as to where the cog goes. Now there's only 3 places that this cog can go. Area number 1 is outside the bunker. As soon as you exit the bunker, on the left hand side on the floor there will be a cog. Now they're pretty simple to spot as well, because they have smoke coming from them and things. Area number 2, if you go towards that B, and behind that B where green water is, there will be a cog in that open little area there next to the water and the green water and the rock on the right hand side. There should be a cog on the floor there smoking. And the last area is at Lab A. If you go right behind next to the fence, sort of as you're walking around near where you pick up the shield part, it'll be on that walkway at the bottom there, near where you take the zip line to go down. So you got all your cogs and everything. Make sure before you go to the boss fight that you have your gas mask at least half full. Again, make sure your shield is good and everything. and make sure you got at least one person in your team with a Masamune. You can actually have all people with a Masamune if you're lucky enough. If you weren't aware of this, and obviously you can get a KT4, and then if your friends hit the box, they can also get a KT4, to make sure if they didn't know that or whatever, you get at least 2 people in your team with a KT4 or Masamune. Only the Masamune can actually shoot these vines and break them, so you need at least one Masamune in the boss fight. Like I say, if you don't take down your gas mask, you are going to die. But then once you're in the boss fight, Gobblegums, I recommend either Fear in the Headlights, because that again will stop all the thrashers and everything from going after you. Aftertaste, because if you go down, obviously you can get back up, you'll keep all your perks, so a lot of people like to keep their perks. Maybe a death machine might help, although I think personally it might be a bit too distracting if you pick up a death machine. But a Gobblegums, definitely Fear in Headlights or Aftertaste are, 2 really good Gobblegums to take in. You want to make sure with the Masamune, the person who has it want to keep on spamming on the floor, but you want to make sure that you don't waste all your ammo. You do get max ammos in this boss battle, so you don't have to worry too much, but just make sure you don't go below your ammo, because you do need to shoot the Takeo boss with the Masamune in order to break his arm. So other than that, just make sure you keep on training the room. Whoever's got the Masamune, keep on looking at the arms, make sure you shoot the arms and everything. Beware that Takeo also does this slamming attack, which can down you, so just be careful of that as well. And other than that, just good luck in that boss battle as well, because like I say, this map is the most glitchiest. It can mess you up in terms of if you glitch out the game, if you disconnect, if the game just freezes, anything else like that. Like literally, I don't think this map is anywhere near as bad as when it first came out, but it still has its glitches. And like I say, even now, like we tried doing the cage step where you have to go down to get one of the Masamune parts, and then my friend got stuck in there and then died. And we've had invisible zombies still. And this was only going back a week or 2 ago, so definitely this map is very glitchy. So if that happens to you, then I'm sorry, you just have to keep on retrying until you got this Easter egg done. Make sure as well that you remember when you go in the boss battle, you do have your Scotland Sapray, which is amazing for taking out the thrashers. If you get stuck in a corner or something, the Scotland Sapray is really going to help you out, so just make sure you remember about that as well. And now for the last map we have so far is Gorod Krovi. Now this Easter egg is fairly simple. All you have to do really is collect 6 trophies and then do the challenges, and then you're ready for the boss fight. Now if you don't know how to get the 6 trophies, if you don't know how to get the Gauntlet of Siegfried, if you don't know how to build the shield or anything else like that, I do have tutorials down in the description below. But assuming you're at the point where you've got all the 6 trophies, they're pretty simple to pick up. There's nothing really I can give tips on to get that. The challenges is the main part. This is like the middle bit of the Easter egg. This is the main bit where you could make or break the game basically. And the worst challenge that you could get in this by far is the bomb step. Loads of people really just hate this step. Loads of people die in this step. And there's a load of different tactics that people do this step, and personally what we do is we try and get Undead Man walking, and then I stand there so I can see all the screen on my TV. Then I make sure I get Snapchat ready so I can record it on Snapchat, and then I get my friend to hit the green button. And when it is the bomb step and you record it on Snapchat, this is great because Snapchat does repeat snaps over and over again until you send it to someone, so obviously it will just keep on repeating. And not on my phone anymore, but on some phones you can also slow down your Snapchat as well. But if you record it, then that's great. If you don't have Snapchat, then you could either download Snapchat or have your friend to do it, or you could simply just try and remember it. It's quite hard to try and remember it in my opinion. You could try writing it down, you could try and verbally speak it, so when you watch it flash up, you could just say armory, infirmary, tank station, etc, etc. But if you didn't know how the step worked, you get a load of flashing really quick, and then you get slow flashing. This slow flashing is what you want to record on Snapchat. So once you record it on Snapchat, you basically want to go in this order and go to each bomb step location and deactivate the bomb. You want to make sure you know where each location is. You want to make sure as well, if you're in a 4-player game, for instance, or a 3-player game, you want to make sure you assign players to certain locations. So you can just say Dragon Command. When you're done with Dragon Command, you can say Infirmary, then Tank Station, or whatever else you need to do.
2k, you know, obviously. Oh, it's green, I think I've got it. Yeah, okay,
Cool. Pick that up
Wait,
as
how
soon
long
as we
got
can.
left? Got it.
Can I get my,
ready
use my
just
fire
Wait, let me
cell,
do
or
it.
you
You
guys
come
need
back
to
here.
do
Let me
shit?
do it because we could just wait.
Don't
Go
use
back.
fire.
Let me do it because if you
Don't
get
use fire cells just
Snapchat
yet.
when he gets
Yeah,
Snapchat.
yeah. Use fire cell in a second, obviously, because we got Undead Mans.
Okay, tell me.
Alright, tell me when to use it.
Press the button whenever you're ready, Matt, and then get out of the way.
Yeah, you'll go.
So when should
Okay, I'm going to library. I'm going to library.
So I have to go spawn then?
Yeah, don't hold it yet though. Don't hold it yet.
Yeah, I'll just do it when you guys tell me to do
Cool.
it.
Okay, so it's hold on, department store, supply depot, Dragon Command, armory.
Okay,
tank
so
fight.
it's
Alright, department store was first. So Minuteman, are you at spawn?
yeah, it's one under the stairs at spawn.
No, not yet. I'm
Okay,
almost
when you
there.
get there, what's the next one? What's the second one?
Am I doing it? I'm doing it. I can do it now
Supply
then?
depot.
Yeah.
Do your one
Supply
at
depot.
spawn.
Okay, I'm ready.
Do the one at spawn.
Okay.
Yeah,
Supply
and then it's
depot? Alright,
supply depot.
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
And then I'm
Then-
gonna go to Dragon Command. So after Dragon, hold on, supply depot, Dragon Command. If you head towards Armory,
Yeah, I'm at Armory right there.
hold on. Do Armory.
Armory.
Hold on. Tank Factory, and then I'll head towards Infirmary. So if you do Tank Factory
Okay.
as soon as you get there.
This is gonna be very clutch. Like, I'm actually get to Tank Factory ASAP. Okay. Is someone at Infirmary?
Yeah.
Tank.
Do yours.
Got it.
So I thought I'd explain that step first because that's the one that gets most people. For the rest of it, you have to like escort a Mangler and escort the Valkyrie drone. I'll do these two in one because these are pretty similar. Make sure you have Undead Man Walking, that'll just make it so much easier. At least one person in your group, Undead Man Walking, when it's activated. The Valkyrie drone you find at spawn, every single time you find him at spawn, you just escort him to the Dragon Command, which is where you escort everything to. So the Valkyrie drone is pretty simple. Again, Undead Man Walking is going to help you out a lot. The Mangler, again, you find him either at the tank station, sometimes at the library, which is the supply depot, or you can find him at spawn as well. But when you find this Mangler with the green eyes, you want to make sure that you don't kill him. Sometimes if you get lucky, you can shoot his arm off and then he'll start running towards you. You want to make sure as well all players in the game, apart from one who's like next to him, are at the Dragon Command, because the Mangler basically follows one player in the entire team. So if one player is then at the tank station, the Mangler's going to go there rather than the Dragon Command, which is where you need the Mangler to go. But it's pretty simple. You just escort the Mangler there and then that's pretty good. And then that's done. You got the Groff pod that drops outside the map. That's pretty simple, pretty standard. You just shoot the zombies, kill them. Make sure you got your Dragon Strike ready because that will kill them as well. Monkeys don't work for this step, so don't try throwing monkeys out the map because it's just not going to work. And then you got the Dr. Gersh step where basically you have this yellow orb around the map and it keeps them flying everywhere. This is another one that people can fail if they're not knowing what they're doing basically. So first of all, you need upgraded weapons. This is going to do the most damage to them. You then find the yellow orb. He does have like this sound to him, this like weird sound that you can find him a bit easier, but he's still like hard to find sometimes. There are so many different locations he can spawn. There's like 4 locations he can spawn at the supply depot. There's a few he can do at the tank station. There's a few in the little armory and infirmary section. And he can also go to the spawn as well. So make sure you know where all these spawns are. There's a lot that he can go to. And basically if you find him, shoot him until you get your first quote. Don't stop shooting him with your upgraded weapon until you get your first quote. And once you got your first quote, make sure you follow him as good as you can. Sometimes you will lose him, but you want to make sure you keep on following him until you've got him, and then repeat this process until you get your second quote. You want to keep on shooting him even when he's flying away. Keep on shooting him until you get your second quote, and then do this again one last time for the third quote. Once you get the third quote, this is done. He'll do like some speech and things, and then he'll go ahead and go to the Dragon Command and then go up into the roof. So once you've done that, you've basically done all your challenges. The last challenge is to go to the hatchery and just defeat a load of Manglers, but that's pretty simple. You have to just wait for something to download. It's honestly not that hard of a step. So far in this Easter egg, we're looking at just basically using Undead Man Walking for the entire lot. When you're doing the challenges, Undead Man Walking really helps you out a lot. Now setting up for the boss fight, personally, I've really fallen in love with this boss fight when you take in Death Machine and Fear and Headlights. We'll talk about that in a second. Make sure you have at least one person on your team with the upgraded Shadow Claws so they can revive people from across the map or whatever if they go down. Make sure people have their shields again. Make sure everyone has their perks. Make sure everyone is just set up. Now, the Fear and Headlights and Death Machine tactic is as followed. You defeat the dragon in the boss fight. It's pretty simple. The dragon just gets shot by Nikolai, and when he does, he has an exposed area on the right, left, and on the neck of him. You want to spray into these areas with a Dingo or a Draken. They're the 2 best guns that you can take into this boss fight by far. And once you destroyed the dragon, which is pretty simple to take out, then you're on to the Nikolai step. As soon as this Nikolai step hits, you want the person with the Fear and Headlights to pop his Fear and Headlights. You want the people with the Death Machine Gobguns to pop their Death Machines and then just spray into Nikolai. He will die really quick. You want to keep on shooting the orange areas on Nikolai with the Death Machine. Make sure that you shoot them on the front of him, and there's also some on the top as well that come out as well. The Fear and Headlights just help out because then obviously you don't get the zombies all coming at you and hitting you. With this tactic, I managed to complete this Easter egg twice, first time. And by first time, I mean the first time that I tried it with these certain Gobblegums. So I would highly recommend Death Machine and Fear and Headlights. So across your team, basically have at least one person with Fear and Headlights and at least one person with a Death Machine. Again, you could take an aftertaste if you feel like you're going to go down or whatever, but it's not needed as long as you got your Death Machine and everything to do the firepower towards Nikolai. During the dragon step, make sure you get your shield out, make sure you're not going to get damaged by the fire. If your shield does break, then do your best to stay at the sides because they are the safe spots, but you're also going to get a lot of zombies coming after you. Like I said, the Dingo and the Dragon are the best weapons to take into the boss fight. Upgraded, obviously, you want to make sure that those two weapons are going to be shooting the dragon because that's the best weapon to kill the dragon with. In my personal experience, my own opinion, the Ray Gun Mark 3s don't work that well in the boss fight, so I wouldn't bother taking them down unless you want to take them down. They can help, but they're not the best weapons to take down. You could also use the L4 Siege against Nikolai as well. That works perfectly as well. If you upgrade the weapon, it's just even better. And hopefully with this tactic, you can defeat the last Easter egg. So then you've got all the Easter eggs done. Like I said, go to the PS4 community section, go to zombies and just ask people to do the Easter eggs with you if you feel like you can't do them. Make sure you ask in comment sections below. If you want to put in the comment section below in this video your gamertag, your PSN or anything else like that, go ahead and do so, and hopefully there'll be other people who'll be able to help you out as well. This video has been really long, so I do apologise if you didn't want to watch the whole thing, but I will definitely put down in the description below and on screen timestamps so you can just go from each individual Easter egg. But without further ado guys, I'm going to end the video here, so thank you so much for watching, and if you have any more tips then please go ahead and put them down below to help everyone else out as well. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you go ahead and leave a like rating. If this video helped you out, make sure you subscribe for more zombies content, and as always guys, I'll see you next time. Peace out.